I believe everyone has a story to tell. And I believe everyone deserves a little pampering. Welcome to Mannies with Grannies. I'm your host, Tiffany Marino. Join me while I sit down with a woman over 70 and get to know her while giving her a manicure. Welcome to this episode of Mannies with Grannies. Today I'm here with Deanna. Deanna, thanks for coming and talking with me today.
You're welcome.
We can take your hands out of here. You can put your hands here and we can dry them off. Deanna, how are you feeling today?
Fine.
I heard you stayed up late watching the football game last night. Are you a Jets fan or a Buffaloes fan?
Buffalo.
Did you grow up in the Buffalo area?
No, in Jamestown. As a matter of fact, I grew up just down the road from here.
Did you ever live anywhere else?
Not until I was married.
How old were you when you got married?
I don't know.
What was your husband's name?
Which one?
How many did you have?
Just 2.
Did you have any kids?
I have 4.
What are their names?
Kevin, Jennifer, Marcy, and Wendy. 1 boy and 3 girls.
What was it like raising 4 kids?
Actually, it was educational, but very much fun. They were a lot of fun. They were very well behaved. They didn't dare act up or act out or anything.
Do you think that had to do with your parenting?
I think it had everything to do with it.
What type of parent would you say you were?
The way they turned out, I think I was pretty good. I shouldn't say that, but I believe it.
That's good. You can be proud of yourself for being a good parent. It sounds like a pretty good accomplishment in life. If you were to give someone parenting advice, what would you say?
Make them mind.
How would you do that?
Usually verbally. I didn't do much smacking around. There's times I wanted to, but I never did. They just knew when I spoke, I meant business.
Would you say that between you and their father, you were the disciplinarian?
Oh, definitely. Mm-hmm.
What was their father like as a parental figure?
As far as a father, providing with whatever they wanted or needed, whether it be bicycles or whatever. Snowmobiles, they had their own. We lived in the country with all kinds of acreage.
Did you work the land in any way? Did you have a farm or a garden?
We had a farm, a dairy farm.
Did you have to work on the dairy farm?
I only did what I thought was necessary, like cleaning the milk cans and cleaning the bulk tank. I didn't do any tractor work or anything like that.
Did you have a job while you were raising kids also?
When they were much older.
What did you do for work?
I worked at the Resource Center in Jamestown, which is a place for children and adults that need attention. What I did mainly was monitor their spending money. It wasn't easy, but it was extremely rewarding with the people that I worked with.
What were you like as a teenager?
I don't know. Probably a spoiled brat.
Why do you say that?
Well, my folks didn't have much, but I had anything I wanted.
Tell me about your parents.
They were wonderful people. My dad was a mechanic. We had a garage right close by to the house. He and I ice skated a lot on Chautauqua Lake. We skated the whole lake. My sister was born with club feet and spina bifida and was limited to what she could do. She could swim, but she couldn't ice skate and do all that kind of good stuff. The one day we thought it'd be really funny if we put my ice skates on her in the house, which we did. And then she pretended she fell down, called Mom in. Boy, did we catch it that day. Both of us did. But then she did learn to ride my bike, which was a real challenge for her. She finally succeeded, and she got a brand new bike. And Dad fixed mine. It had gotten smashed up pretty good from her. But I didn't care. That didn't matter to me. She's gone now. Her choice of being buried was to have her ashes put in Chautauqua Lake, which we did. We grew up on the lake, so that's where she wanted to be.
It sounds like you really cared for your sister.
Oh, certainly.
That must have been hard losing her.
Of course, I realized how hard her life was. She graduated from high school with a cast on her leg. She had trouble forever.
How do you think growing up with a sister having a disability affected you?
It didn't stop anything I could do.
What do you like to do as far as hobbies?
The only thing I do is puzzles. I always have one going that I'm working on. That's all I do. I don't do anything else.
So you had 2 husbands.
Yes.
Were you divorced?
Oh, yeah.
I think a lot of times people have a hard time talking about divorce. Is there any advice that you could give to somebody that's going through that time in their life?
You just got to be mad enough to do it, I guess. I was going to use different terminology, but I didn't think I should.
You could use any terminology you like.
You got to be just plain pissed off and have enough of it.
Was there a last straw for you in your marriage?
No, he continually had women on his plate. And I knew it, but I didn't ever told the kids. There's no point in making them wonder what I was going through.
Did the kids eventually find out?
They know. I think they knew at the time, but they knew better with a mom like they had to keep their mouth shut.
What did you learn from your first marriage that helped you in your second marriage?
Oh, I don't know. To tolerate the bullshit.
What was your second husband's name?
Jim.
What did you and Jim like to do together?
We were really involved with the property that he lived on. He really wanted it really spruced up. So he did a lot of yard work and trimming of trees and things like that. We lived out in the country. Well, I always lived out in the country after I got married, even the first time. Lived away from cities and towns and all that kind of garbage.
What do you like about living out in the country?
There's things to do. There's lawns to keep up, and there's critters eventually running around. Just the peace and quiet.
What's something you'd like young people to know about getting older?
Just behave yourself. Don't act like you're old.
What is your age?
88.
How does it feel to be 88?
How do you explain that?
What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given? Any advice that anyone's given you that stuck with you?
No. I probably wouldn't have agreed with them anyway.
When you think about when you were in high school and you were thinking about the life ahead of you, do you think your life turned out the way you thought it would?
I don't know. I don't recall that being a major concern to myself.
Do you remember your wedding day?
Oh, yeah. It was no big deal. Neither one.
I know you don't want any color on your nails. Should
Absolutely
we put
not.
clear on?
You can.
Okay. Did you have any pets growing up?
Oh, we always had a dog. Usually big dogs.
When's the last time you had your nails done?
I've never had them done. For what?
Deanna, thank you for coming and talking with me today.
Thank you very much for all you've done.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you for listening to Manny's with Grannies. I hope you enjoyed learning about someone else and maybe even learned a little about yourself.